computer. Perfect. Okay. Cool. So let me share my screen and let me know once you're able to see it. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Perfect.
Sir, is this free tool or a paid tool?
It's a free. You can install it. Yeah, one question. Yeah, it's a free tool. You can install it for free, and also like for your personal use, you can do it everything for free. Okay, if you want to really earning from this tool, then of course you need to buy a license to Passion. Right.
But sir, it was asking for the free trial. So,
Yes.
after 15 days, will it work or not?
1 month, right? Is it 15 days?
1 month. 15 days is for Tableau.
Yeah, after
This is-
15 or 30 days, it will
Mhm.
work or not?
Yeah, it will work, but you have to register in a different portal. I'll just show. I'll show you that, and then you can also register it with different IDs, so it will get extended. Okay, no worries. If you are a student, you will get 1 year license as Tableau that you are getting, right? If not a student, you can register with multiple IDs. You'll get three months, so which is more than enough. And also, if it is not enough, you can again register with one more ID and then get 3 more months additional license. Is it clear?
In the student version and this license version means normal version, the both versions are different or not?
No, both are same. Both are same.
Both are same. Okay.
Yeah, only thing is license changes, license key changes. Other than that, tool remains the same. Okay.
Means what are the facility in the for the student in the Tableau or
Yeah, same
Alteryx?
facility you'll get.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, sir.
Cool. No worries. So I assume that you people are installed Alteryx. If not, please first day you have to do it like you have to install. Otherwise, you can't practice, and then you will be lag. Like you can't even once classes will be going, and then you're practicing from the first class. So that will be late because so once we move on, the things will start going very fast. Okay. And one more thing, keep in mind, like you have to be so consistent, and then what you call working daily. Okay. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. Okay. So my part is just teaching, just make you to understand like why this is tool, how to use. Okay. Rest is done. So if you just leave for 2 days, you will forget. Okay. So the rest is your part. 90% is your part. You have to practice, you have to see, you have to study everything in your hand. Okay. So my part is just teaching and answering your questions, and make sure that you people will understand. So that's my part, and that's my responsibility. Okay. So yeah, this is with everyone. This is with every teacher, not only me. So you should do your work. Otherwise, not gonna work. Okay, cool. So let's see what is Alteryx now. Okay, this is self-service analytical tool. So these are all little bit definition that Alteryx says, right? So but no need to remember, nothing gonna ask from the interview point of view, but you come to know what is the power of Alteryx tool when you go when we exactly work into the tool. Okay, so but remember one thing, this is an analytical tool. Why we call it as analytical tool? Because it also provides the facility to do analysis like predictive model, forecasting model, and then spatial analytics and all those things, machine learning as well. Okay, machine learning as well. No need to write big codes in Python, no need to write big codes in R, no need to write VBA scripts, nothing. Just drag and drop, it runs. All predictive models, all forecasting models runs in a minute. Okay, that's why Alteryx is booming right now. Okay, cool. So let's see, so it also has a ETL feature, so that I wrote here, extract, transfer, load. We will spend most of the time in ETL, because this is also automating a tool, right? So once we clean up the data, we perform the modules, or we generate the reports or whatever we need to. Like after that, we will we will schedule it so that it will run in a regular interval of time. So complete automation tool. Okay, cool. So once we jump into the tools, right, then you will understand little more. I mean, like you will get a clear picture, like, what are all tools and then, what it is useful for, right? So as you know, do you guys done with what you call Tableau? Any like, maybe few batches are done, few batches are not done, right? Anybody done?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir.
No
sir.
problem.
Sir, yeah.
No
Next,
problem.
yes, Tableau,
Yeah.
sir. Our Tableau classes is starting from means after your class.
Okay, I understand. Okay. See, every tool will comes with two options. One is which install in your desktop. One is which install in your server. So which we will call desktop version and then server version. So in the Tableau also it is same. You see desktop version and server version. But 95% of the time we will spend on our desktop version. So once we all build, we will go and put that in the server and we will schedule it. And then we will make sure that it automatically refresh. So that's what they use. Even Alteryx has two options. I mean, two deployment options or two different versions. One is designer, Alteryx designer, and one is Alteryx server. Alteryx server is only used to share your workflows globally. I mean, like within the server, and also for the automating things. I mean, like for the scheduling part, we will use the server. Okay, is it clear? But we will spend like in the industry, and then in our class also we will spend most of our time in Alteryx designer only. Alteryx server is only to share our workflow, keep the workflow running, up and running, and then schedule, because server never gonna shut down. That's why we will keep, or that's why we will schedule in the server, not in the designer, because designer is installed in my laptop. I'll shut down once my work is done. Okay, and then if the time hits and then laptop is shut down, it's not going to run. So that's why we will generally deploy it in the server part. So that's why every tool will come in two deployment forms, right? One is designer and one is server. Cool. So we will see how the designer looks, because as I said, most of the time we will spend in designer. Okay, we'll just see how the designer and what are all the designer components that we do. So everything is drag and drop technique. So that's so simple. So I'll just explain this Alteryx designer part once we jump into the tool, right? So this functionality also I'll explain one by one. So once we jump into the tools. So Alteryx gallery is one, so which we'll see it later. So I have kept all the slides for now. Okay, but since so a couple of things can be understand only after jumping into the tool and then understanding a couple of scenarios there. So that's why I'm leaving those slides aside. But now, for now, since installation is very important, so you can download it from this link, right? And also initially you get 1 month of free license. That's right. Correct, right? You get 1 month of free license. So
So
your
for
question is
me, it
what?
is asking license key, sir.
It's asking
License key.
why? Did you already installed it?
Maybe it was installed, sir, previously. I'm using my cousin's laptop.
Uh,
Maybe I
so
think
as above that option, there is option called a start trial. You can click there.
it is not working. I tried it.
Okay, no problem. See, trial version is already done. Okay, trial version is already done. There is an adopt program. Do you see this adopt program? So just go to Google. Let me show you that. See, there is a career change registration. Just register here. Within 2 working days, you will get a license key for 3 months. Okay, so if you're done with
Okay.
that 3 months license key, okay, if you're done with that 3 month license key, again go register with different email ID. You will get that license key, and then just put that license key again. Okay, so you can
Yes, sir.
repetitively do that. Okay, and if you're a student, like you definitely get 1 year license fee, but you have to go here and register for a student license. Okay, is it clear? There are 3 links.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect, right? Okay. Any questions on the license? Because this is very important. If you're not installing, then that means like it's a waste. Like without working, without doing hands-on, you're just listening a theory is doesn't gonna work. Okay.
So
Cool.
will we come in the category of student or not?
I mean,
Regarding
you
DV
should
analytics.
have no, you should have a valid student ID card which is provided by college. No, DV analytics, I don't think. No, you will come under career change, this one, adopt. Like you want to change your career, right? I mean, like you want to jump into the different company, different domain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Understand.
you come
Please
under
go.
this category. Go with this category, you will get 3 months. Okay. Cool. So we will see, like, how to create a new workflow and then connections and all those things. So let's jump into the Alteryx and numbers and all. We'll see. So cool. So let me open the Alteryx. So I'm closing it. So once you install, so once you open, so you'll open like this, and then you will see these kind of things. So since it is a starting, it will show, like, it will take you to the tool. You can just close the tool. Okay. So that is nothing. It will show, like, where are all the tools, where is the close button and all those things, where is the configuration window, like that. Okay. So is it clear? As soon as you will open it, it will be like this. Okay. If anything pops up, like, you can close the tool. Sometimes, tool will be pops up because your first time you're doing it. So if you close it, this is your, first screen that you're gonna see once you open the tool. So I'll explain a little bit components of here. So starting, it will be a little slow, and once we get into, practice, I mean, like, practical things, then, it will be more interesting. Okay. See, there are few components which you need to understand. Okay, definitely. So if you see here, so main components are these things. So, like, these are all called as a tool palette. Okay, tool palettes. Okay. So there are different tools. If you see here, machine learning tools are there, spatial analytics tools are there. So if you see distance, it will give you distance between 2 points. It is like that. Okay, it will create a polygon. So it will show you the special match. So it's like that. It will also give a trade area. So it is like that. So respective tools, based on the tool job, they kept in a separate folder called, in and out, preparation, join. The tools which you have, which helps in join, they kept in the join. The tools which will help in reading and writing the data, that they will kept in the in and out. So like that, we have so many different tool palettes, like, predictive model, A/B testing, time series, all those things. Okay. So if at all we need any tool, we will take from this tool palette. And there is one more thing called favorite. So this is like mixed of all the tools. Say, for example, I'll go to one of the tool palette, and then I'll just say, you know what, this weighted average is my favorite. I'll just bookmark. It is kind of a bookmark only. So if I say that that is my favorite, it will come and sit in my favorite part. So that, you don't need to go and search, because these are all you are regularly using and favorite tools. I mean, generally regularly using tools, you can drag and drop from here. No need to search here and all. So if you don't know my tool, which palette it is, then you can go and definitely search here, like, summarize tool, or like, if you know the tool name, right, you can definitely go and search here. So that also works. Okay. So this is the tool palette. Is there any question in the tool palette? So see, question is, like, you can ask any kind of a question. I don't segregate question with, good question and then bad question, or, meaningless question, like that. Question is a question. Okay. If you feel free to ask any question that you have.
No, sir.
No. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So, and then this is a configuration window. Okay. This is very important window, because each and every tool should be configured. Okay. Each and every, do people done with SQL?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So while you are creating a table, if you say create table, it won't create, right? You should specify some configuration. You know what, I have these columns. You know what, this column, yeah, I need it as a character, varchar, right? This column, I need it as a date, right? You should specify some configuration things. Yes or no? Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So like that, for every tool to work, you should configure something to it. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Okay. So it is, think like this, like, you have an alarm, you need to set it up so that it will make noise on that time. So if you don't set it up properly, it won't make noise. Okay. So it is like not using, it is not like, it is not so worth. I mean, like, you cannot use it. So every tool what you drag and drop, you have to configure properly. Otherwise, it is not going to work. Okay, so this keep in mind. We will see what tool is what configuration. It is simple. Okay, you will understand going forward. Okay, sometimes name will be complicated, but actually it will be simple. So cloud computing is very what fancy name and complicated name, but actually the concept is simple. They just give their storage for rent. That's it. Okay, so it is like that. Okay, cool then. So this is a configuration window, okay, where we can configure few things, and also I'll explain like few options here. So once we just drag and drop a couple of tools, and this is a canvas where you drag and drop your tools and build the workflow, where you drag and drop your tools and build the workflow. This is your canvas. Okay, and this is your result window. You see here, this is your result window. In result window, what it will show? It will show the results, errors, warnings, messages, and also metadata of your data. So this is what everything it is like. Four major components: tool palette, canvas, configuration window, result window. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So now we play around with all this different things. Okay, so now so whatever it is, we need to start by reading an input. Yes or no? Correct. So there is one tool. Okay, so reading and writing an input is our basic step. Okay, not even writing, so reading is our basic step. So if you see slowly, like preparation, join, parse, and all, so which tool will which tool palette will help you in reading? Can you guys just based on the name, can you identify like where should I go to read a file?
In and out.
Yeah,
In and out, sir.
it is simple, right? In and out.
Then
So
input
now,
data.
sorry.
In or out, then input data. I think so.
Correct. So I am in and out. Okay, now can you guess me which tool I should use to read some input?
Input data.
Input data. Okay, I will drag and drop. Any other tool that you feel like I can read from this also?
Text input.
Text
Brow-
input. Okay, text
Directory.
input I have dragged and dropped. Input data I have dragged and dropped. Anything else?
Browse.
Browse. Okay, interesting. Okay.
Directory will also be useful in
Directory will
tracking
also
the path.
useful.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. Okay, cool. So and then rest you don't think that is like I can read any of the input. So with these four I can read the input. That's what you people feel, right?
Sir, what is map input?
Map input. Yeah, we will go through it. We'll go through it. Okay, map input also I'll take. Okay, which able to read the input. Okay, so this is perfect. All of you are right. Okay, so one thing is in directory also I can read, but I can read the directories, not the files. Okay, so of course these two I can read, and a map input. Okay, I can read. I mean, like I can configure map related things. This we will see. So all are basically inputs. All of you people are right, but only thing is the browse tool as a different category. If you see like whatever the tool you people said, do you see this anchor? This is called anchor. This arrow mark is called anchor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you see any coming anchor like from the left side? No, right?
No.
Incoming, only outgoing.
That means this is a starting point. From here the data should flow from here, data should flow from here, data should flow from here. That means this is the starting point, which is like reading an input, kind of a reading an input. So all four tools that you people said are the starting point, which is an input. That is right. If you observe this browse tool, do we have a starting point here?
No, sir.
No, this is an ending point. Okay, we just observe the data here, so we don't read the data from browse tool. Okay, so now let's see let's try to read any one of the files. Okay, people are try to join on time, otherwise what happens, I'll keep on admitting you people, so that is like cool. So do you guys any questions on this? Like, I mean, do you guys have any question on this? Let me know if you have any question.
So did not understand on the browse part being the final, because let's say if you have to read any data file, you browse to that location and select the file, right?
Okay, yeah, the name is bit confusing, but browse is not like actual that browsing and all. So I'll just explain you what is the browse. Okay,
Okay, okay, sir.
cool. So that we will see each one of the tool now. Cool. Yeah, let me go here. Okay. Do you see there is an Excel here? December 2016 sales. Let me open that. What it is. Okay. Do you see this Excel file?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
How many
Yes,
columns
sir.
are there?
7.
7.
7. Perfect. Okay. And the number of rows, I have 350 rows. I mean, if I exclude header, I have 350 rows.
50.
Perfect. Sorry. Anybody said something?
He's saying 350 rows.
Yeah, perfect. 350 rows are there. So tell me one thing. So I just need to process this data. Maybe I need to do sum of transaction amount with respect to each each department, and also like with respect to each month. So some things, or else based on the city, I need to check what is which city contains what department. It is like that. Okay. So some analysis I need to do. So if I want to do some analysis with this data, first I need to read it, right? First I need to read it. So let's take one of the tool that you guys named it. Okay. Okay. You named input data. Can I take this? So tell me one thing, is directory is useful in this case?
May not.
We
May
don't know.
not be. That's correct. So because what is directory means? Directory will take use to some particular folder. Say for example, this is my folder, right? I'll just copy paste and I pasted the directory. That's it. Okay. And it will give you what are all the files existing in that directory. See how many files are there in that directory?
3.
Please
3
see.
Excel files. Yeah.
So that's what it is giving. Okay. But I'm not reading a particular file, but I'm reading a directory, like content of a directory. Okay. So is this gonna work for me? Yes, no, no, right? So can I go with input data?
Yes.
Okay. Please go for a mute.
Sir, excuse me, background
Yeah.
noise is there.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you. Please go for a mute. Who is that? Srini? Yeah. Okay. Okay, mute. Okay, is all clear? Right?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No problem. See, I need to read this 2016 sales file. Okay, this is simple, right? I drag and drop the input data tool, and then I will browse that path. I mean, see here, observe carefully. This is very important. Drag and drop the input data tool and configuration. I'm configuring this input data tool. I just dragged and dropped the input data tool. Nothing happens. Okay. I need to configure. I need to tell that, you know what, you need to read this file. Okay. So how to tell this? Just click on, the arrow mark there and then go to file because I want to read the file, right? And select a file. Click on select a file and go to that path and say, this is my file. Now tell me, that is which file? Excel file, correct?
Yes, sir.
Excel file may contain multiple sheets, yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes. So if it contains multiple sheet, I need to select which sheet I need to read. That's why it is telling select a sheet. Since I just have one sheet, so it is already selected. So if we have a multiple sheets, select particular sheet which you want to read, and then just say okay. Just say okay. That's it. So data is on. See, do you see here in the result window? Once I run, see every part is executable here. So this is only one tool that I took. Still I can run. Still I can run. Each and every step you can run. Okay, that's the beauty of Alteryx. Okay, so each and every step you will see whether I'm done correct or okay. Cool. Is it run? See here, 350 rows. It says 7 of field 7. Okay, there are 7 fields, I mean 7 columns, right? 350 records displayed. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So, and if I go to metadata, see here, it says a data about the 7 columns. It says, so column names and then respective data type and respective size. Tell me one thing, do we have vstring in Excel?
No.
Listing
No,
also.
no,
No. Do we have VW string in Excel?
No.
no, no.
Then why it is showing type as vstring and VW string?
We maybe refers to variable.
Yeah, V refers to variable, true. But why it is showing this data type? But my Excel contains only 2 types of data types, right? Character and then number. Or maybe, if you go in depth, it will be like, a string and then, date and all those things. But I don't see any of those data types here, right?
Sir,
So,
Alteryx will identify its own data type.
correct. So every tool will have its own data type. Even Tableau will have its own data type. Okay, so if you go to SQL, okay, some Oracle will have some data type. Sometimes there will be some common data types as well, but it has its own set of data types, right? So when it comes to Excel, it has its own set of data types. So like that, when it comes to Alteryx, it has its own set of data types. Okay, we will discuss what is different data types that we have in Alteryx later. But observe one thing, whenever I will try to read any of the data, Alteryx will convert to its specific data type formats. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's not going to understand, right? Is it making sense? Right? If I copy paste, say for example, this is Alteryx data. Now it is Alteryx data, right? When I copy paste this into Excel, then Excel will automatically convert this respective fields in Excel related data types, right? It's the same, like, same nature, right? Every tool works like that, behaves like that. Okay, cool. Any questions on this reading an input file?
No.
No, sir.
Cool. So so this is one way of reading. What is second way of reading? Very simple. What another way of reading, just go to that path. Where is that path? Where is the file? Here is my file, right? Just go to this file, drag 2016, drop it here. See, it asks a sheet name, just say okay, run. It ran. Okay, is it simple?
Sir.
Yes.
Okay,
To
perfect.
delete this, so just press delete button.
That's it.
If-
Delete or right click on delete. Anything works. Control Z, it come back. So you can delete from here as well. Okay,
Yes, sir.
cool. So you see this output anchor, right? We already discussed, like, this is an output. I mean, like, what, if you see this one, browse tool, right? So it has an input anchor. We call this, green mark is like, point is anchors. Okay, so the browse tool as an input anchor, this tool as an output anchor. So to see the output in the result window, you can click on the anchor. So that also appears here. You see this same anchor symbol is appearing here. And if you want to see the messages, you can click on this. So it says 350 records were read from this file. So that's the message it is saying. Okay, if you want to see the output, click on this anchor. So it will show the output. This is what it is output. If you want to see the respective metadata, go see here. Okay, and if you want to see like how many, I mean, like any nulls are there with respect to department, just click on this 3 arrow and just say filter and just say is null, is anything contains null, just say apply. It won't, it is not giving any data. That means no null records are there. Is it clear? Small options also available here. So where you can sort, filter, and data cleanse. Data cleanse we will see it once we go through. But these are all small options in the result window. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Sir, for example, if we want to remove the null values or the null rows, so we can directly click on the rows and delete.
Yeah, we can do that, but that is not, what you call that is not a dynamic way of doing it. Okay, so we have separate tools for that. We'll
Okay.
explain that. Okay, so yeah, that's a good question. So of course that is indeed needed in the real time. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So this is the configuration. How we configured the input tool? Can anybody remember? We just browse that particular file, correct? That means we just told this file I need to read, and also we selected the sheet name. Yes or no? Sales data is my sheet name. So I selected the sheet name. That's it. It ran. So only two configurations we did for now. Okay, but it also gives you some other configuration. Do you see here record limit? Can anybody tell what it does? Like, by the name?
We want to select only the first 100 rows or 200 rows.
Yeah, it just limits the records. Say, for example, I have 350 records here, right? See, 350 records are displayed, right? So I'll say, I just need a 50. I just need a 50. When I run it, see, I'll just see only 50 records. When it is useful, sometimes what happens, some junk data will come after 50. All data is not related for my analysis, right? So you can filter it out from here only. So like this. Okay.
It will show top 50, no?
Yes, that's correct. It will show top 50. You can also, take random 50 and all those things. That is a tough, different tools we have. But it is a basic input tool configuration. Okay. And also one more thing I'll show you. Tell me one thing, like whenever we are trying to read multiple files, so there is one of the option called output file name as a field. Now tell me how many fields are there in this file?
7.
7 fields are there. When I say output file name as a field means it will output my file name, either file name or full path. Let's take only file name. Now it will show me 8 fields. See here, 8 fields, and one extra field is added with the file name. Yeah, so that's simple, because whenever you are reading multiple files, it is very important. You should add the file name as a field. Otherwise you don't come to know, like, which record is coming from which file. So that's important.
What is fourth point? Search
Subdirectory. We will check that. We will check once we are dealing with directory, and also once we are dealing with reading multiple files. That we'll see. Okay, so cool. And then this one, first row contains data. So sometimes what happens, your data will come without any header. Okay, sometimes what happens, your data will come without any header, that you need to manually what you call, write the headers there. So in that case, we just say first row contains data. I don't have any header. So in that case, see, observe here. See, it is giving some headers, F1, F2, I mean like field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, like that. But actual headers is now in the data. Is it clear? What is the difference of this?
Yes, sir.
Cool, perfect. Okay, and say for example, first 2 lines are not so relevant for you. Okay, in that case, you can say start data import from the 3rd row. Okay, when I say the 3rd row, total how many records I have in this data? 350, right? So I'll just remove this record limit. Since I have kept the record limit 50, it is giving 50. See, now see how many records I'm getting? 348, because I'm telling read from the 3rd row. See, start data import from the 3rd row. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. And since header is different when I'm reading from 3rd row, so it is just taking that 3rd row as an header. Okay, but you will see that specific scenario going forward. Okay, when we use it. So do you guys understood this concept? Start data import from the line, and then record limit, and also this one, what you call output file name as a field, and also first row contains the data. So 4 options are clear, easy.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Perfect. Do you feel it is difficult, easy, or till now it is fine?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay. Cool.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes.
Can we go for selecting a range like 50 to 100
Yeah, you
in
can go.
selecting data?
Yeah. You have a different tools like that. Okay, but input data tool does not have that configuration. We have some other tool. Okay.
Here
Okay, sir.
we can
Okay.
define starting point and the limit
Correct.
of records.
Correct. That's correct. You are right.
Okay, sir.
Cool. Okay. So now, so tell me how many files I have here? 3 files, right? So all 3 files are sales related data. So let's try to read all 3 files at a time. What do you say? Right? So how to read all 3 files at a time? So drag and drop. So select the sheet name. Okay. Say for example, all 3 files have client said that all 3 files have the same structure, same sheet name, everything. So this is 3 different years data. So now you have to read 3 different years data and do analysis. Okay. So now we are concentrating on only reading a data. So now let's see how to read all 3 files of a data at a time. So tell me one thing, if I configure like this, I have selected December 16. If I configure like this, do I need to able to, will it read 3 files?
No.
No, because I'm just, telling only one file name to the my configuration. Yes or no? I need to tell all the 3 file names, correct? Somehow I need to tell all 3 file names. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So let's identify from which file it is reading. So how to do that? So do I see file name here? No, right? So what to do if I want to see the file name in the output?
Output file name is field.
Correct. So I'll say file name only. So now let's see from which file it is reading. Of course, I have configured 2016 sales. So it is reading from December 2016. Now I want to read data from all 3 tables. So somehow I need to tell to my configuration, to my input tool by configuring, you know what, read all the 3 files. Okay. See how I'm telling. So I'll just say star. I'll just say star. What that mean? You know what? Go to this path. Go to this path and read all XLSX files in this path. Star.xlsx. Do you understand what we are trying to tell to input data?
Yes, sir.
We are
Yes,
telling,
sir.
boss, go to this folder and read all XLSX files. Is it clear? Configuration is clear? Pretty simple, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I'll run. So now tell me how many files it will read.
3 files.
3 files. How we will identify that?
We can select that file output file.
Yeah,
name.
we selected already. Now I need to see the output. Where should I click?
Run
Anchor.
I
Anchor.
ran. You have to
Anchor.
click on anchor. Correct.
anchor. Yeah.
Anchor. Click on anchor. See here. So from which file it read? 2016. Come down. How many rows? 350 rows. After 350, you see 2017. Right? After that, nothing. So total 700 records. 350, 700. But I have 3 files. So 2018 is not read. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, correct. Why it is not read? Okay. Why it is not read means you have to read the message. When I click here, see here, they're all messages. So if you see here, you know what? 350 records read perfectly from 2016. 350 records read perfectly from 2017. Do you see the messages?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Third message, the file. Okay. The file which 2018, it will give that path and all. So 2018, yeah, what it says has a different schema than the first file. Okay, do you guys able to read this one? See, has a different schema than the first file. That's why it is skipped. Is it clear?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? See, I want to necessarily make some errors, okay, so that you will understand. Okay, so that's why it did not read. Errors are important. Errors are like our friends. Okay, that will help you in understanding like what's going wrong. Okay, so tell me one thing, what we are doing, isn't it we are unioning things, like appending one below the other? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We have 3
Exactly.
files. Yes, we have three files. We are appending one after the other. While appending, isn't it required that we should have the same schema?
Yes, sir.
Yes or
sir.
no? Even in case of a SQL also same, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So that's why it did not read all the three files. So now let's see what is the different, like, what is different from first file to 2018 file. No, not 18 file. Which file we didn't read?
18
we
only,
read.
sir.
18th only, right? Yeah, let's see what is the difference between 16 and 18. Okay, because 16 is read properly, 17 is also read properly, 18 is not read. That means we can see difference between 16 and 18, or 17 or 18, both are fine. So how to see? So can I drag and drop 16 and 18 at a time? Drag? Nothing, like it is simple, drag drop, because I need to read two files. Drag drop. So this is just say, yeah, sales data I need to read, and from this file also sales data I need to read. Okay. Is screen visible properly? Okay.
Yes.
Sir.
See, what is first one? 2016. What is second one? 2018. Now these two should run perfectly, because I'm not unioning it. I'm running separately. This tool is configured to run only 2016. This tool is configured to run only 2018. So now I can see what is the schema of this. Let's see the schema. We got that problem, right? Schema problem. Let's see. 2016 I have selected output anchor. Where I'll get the schema?
In the result.
Metadata.
Metadata, correct. So copy paste this schema in Excel. Okay. This is my 2016 file, correct? I'm pasting my schema here. Okay. Now let's see 2018. See, I select metadata and copy this schema. So do you see the difference?
Yes, sir. Double and
Yes,
V
sir.
string, it is interchanged.
Correct.
Department and transaction amount.
Okay, perfect. So now you come to know why that error and why that warning, why we not got all the three files. Cool, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Perfect then. So let's go to, okay, now let's read a multiple folder data. You know what? Client gave me this path, okay, told me, you know what, 3 years data is here, but one more year is data is also there, which is here.
Sir, have a question, sir.
Yes,
May I
please.
ask? Sir, here
Hmm.
we are going to importing three files.
Hmm.
Then in this case means the third file means 2018 sales file has not a similar schema. That's why it is not coming. Okay, this is fine. But sir, if we have five Excel files and we only import at a time out of five means two files out of five, then how will we do this?
Okay, you want to import only two files?
Yes, sir.
Out of 10 files or 5
Yes, sir.
files?
Yeah, selected two files.
Selected two files.
Yeah,
okay.
I want to means specify 2016 and 2017, not 2018.
Okay, understood. That you can do it in the macro. So we will cover that macro. So but tell me one thing. So if you have say 100, 200 or 10 files, is it rating a two file is a large number? No, right? Very small number.
Yes,
so you
sir.
can also go and drag and drop two files like this and then union.
Okay, yeah, this is fun, but okay. Yes, sir. Okay, nice.
So if you want, I mean, like, I understood your question. So if it is a two files, better way to is to do like this. Okay. If it is like, sometimes it is random. Sometimes people will say read 2017, 18, and people will say read these 4 years, read these 5 years, like that. In that case, we need to create a macro. So there is a concept of a macro in Alteryx. Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
that we'll go and see later. Okay. So that is
Okay.
a little advanced concept that we will probably we will see it in 5th or 6th class.
Okay, yes, sir.
Cool. Okay.
Yes.
Any other questions, folks? That's a good question. Real-time scenario. So that's a real-time one. Any other questions?
No.
Is there any data limit, sir?
No data limit. It will read like, tons and tons of data. Till now, I didn't get any data limit in Alteryx. We will also try to read like, little big files also. more than a MB, some 50 MB file. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, cool. Any other questions?
And the 2018 file has like some columns interchange.
Correct.
Is there any possibility to change the columns in this?
Yes. Yes. See, from here I read 2016 and 17, right? I have 2018 with a different schema. I can change schema using a select tool. Select tool will allow you to change the data type and modify. So that we will see it later when we come to preparation 2. Cool.
Yes, sir. Thank
Cool.
you.
While selecting the data, like it is considering 2016 as a primary
Correct.
schema. Yeah.
Correct.
So like it's according to the
Order.
like okay, it's according to the order, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. Okay, all the tool works like this. Even SQL work like this. Whenever you are trying to union 5 different tables, it will check first table and then it will try to compare first table with all the tables. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Yeah, cool. Now let's try to read. This is little different. I mean, little interesting. See, in the inner folder, I have 2020 data also. So I need to read 2016, 2017, 2018, 2020. Okay. Of course, if I try to read all the 4, 28 has a different schema, so that's fine. But basically, I want to read all the 4 data. So can you guys help me with that? How to read all the 4 data? So let's park this aside. Multi-sheet one. Let's park this aside.
Can we use the directory and give that path name?
Okay, that's a one option. Okay, so now you people have a confusion in reading inner folder. Yes or no? Now if I say read all these 3 files, you can read it. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So now let's read all the 3 files. So now can anybody help me to read all the 3 files? We already did it just now.
Select the 3 and drag and drop.
Select the if I select all the 3 and drag and drop, then 3 tools will appear there. So I need to select one.
For directory.
Yeah, one
directory.xlsx.
No. Yes. Yeah,
Star.
directory dot. Yeah, that's correct. So I'll make it star dot xlsx. Now tell me, it will read all these 3 files. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now my question is, I want to read this file which is there in inner folder also. So now tell me, is there any configuration that you see that that will help you to read inner directory as well? Can you see this? Any configuration?
Subdirectory, sir.
Correct. Search subdirectory also. Go and search subdirectory also. All the XLS. So what I'm telling, read all XLSX files in this path and also search for the subdirectory as well. So it will read all the XLS files in this path. Oh, I have read 3 files and it is saying search subdirectory also. Okay, then I'll see what is there are some directory here. I'll go here and it will read here. Is concept clear? Is configuration clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
So now let's see how many files it is reading. Okay, so once it is read, I need to know like which data is coming from which file, right? So make sure you will press this one, output field, file name only, like make the output field name as a file name only, like take a file name also there. Okay, the output.
Yes.
So I'll run. So what we are expecting, how many files should be run?
4.
4. But we know schema is not proper for 1 file, right? So we are expecting 3 files, right? So
Yes,
350 into 3, which is 1050. See here, it read all 1050 records. 2016, 17, 18 as a problem, 20 it read. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So do you understand these messages also? Do you understand these messages also?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. 350 from 2016, 350 records read from 2017. So there is a problem with 2018 and I also read 350 records from 2020. Is it clear? 4 messages. Perfect,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, in the subdirectory, if we have a same file name, what the file in the directory means, there are 2 files, same files with same name in the directory, in the subdirectory.
Okay,
and we
so
are
let's see. I'm copying this 2016 in the subdirectory.
Yes, sir.
That's what your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what
Then
happened?
yes, sir.
Okay, let me run. See how many it read based on the messages. Can you see messages?
4 files. Yes, sir.
5 files it read.
Five
Five
files.
Yeah.
files, but 4 files coming.
4 files are coming. Is it clear? So it read 2016 two times. So 2016 again, and at the last also. Okay. It sorted basically, like if you want to see whether that is read or not. Okay. Yeah.
It read, sir. 1400 records are there.
Yeah.
1050.
Tell me one thing. I want to identify this also. Like
Yes,
I want
sir.
to
Yes,
identify
sir.
what is the difference. Is this 2016 coming from subdirectory or not?
Yes, sir.
How to identify?
The by
Again,
file path.
correct. Do you see here? Output a file name as a field. I'm just outputting a file name. But if I output full path, then I'll able to understand whether that is coming from the directory or coming from the the main directory or subdirectory, right? See,
Yes, sir.
when you go to last column, so I'm not able to see full data. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Because that's a full path, right? So to see the full data, just click on this cell and also click on the cell viewer. So you can see the full data here. See here, it is coming from input data, which is main directory. So let's see. I'll go after 350. So let's see whether. Oh, this is 2017. Okay, any 2016 again? Okay, searching here is difficult. let me do one thing. Summarize tool and then just say get me different file paths. This summarize tool I'll explain it later. So it read basically from 4 different file paths. See here. So this 2016 is from main directory, and yeah, this 2016 is from inner folder directory. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So we know how to read Excel file. We know how to read multiple Excel file with the same schema. We know how to read multiple Excel files with the same schema stored in the different folders. Is it clear?
Sir, one doubt. Let's say in this particular case, we have seen that 2016 got read twice,
Yes.
and we want to remove one of it for our analysis. So how do we do that, sir?
Which one you want to remove? That you have to identify first.
I mean, either of the files.
Either of the file. Perfect.
Yeah.
So in this case, the directory comes to the picture.
Okay.
In this case, directory comes to the picture. So once you read, now you know, so either directory or also you can do here only. Say for example, okay. Now, do you guys understood his question? His question is you want to
Yes,
remove
sir.
one
Got
of
it,
the
sir.
2016 file. Okay. So now you read all 4 files, right? 4 files. 1, 2, 3, all 4 files. Okay. So if you want to remove this, select this path. You want to remove this particular file. Select this path and then just say filter out. Like there is a filter, and you can say filter out the records coming with this path. So that also you can do. And also you can also use directory tool as well. So I'll explain directory tool, how you can use when we come to the directory tool. Is it clear?
Okay, sir. Okay.
So since the things will work better when we combine multiple tools, since we are in input tool only, so maybe that you will realize once we get into more and more tools.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what happens if the file formats are different?
File formats are different. What happens? Anybody can answer. What happens if file format is different?
It will not read because we are only giving the path name as .xlsx, right?
But we need to import all of these files, all the files.
All the files.
Just
Yeah,
you will
what
do
to do?
union.
See,
Append.
okay, his question is, say for example, I have 3 XLSX files and also I have 3 CSV files. Is that what your question?
Yes, or else out of 3 files, one of like text or CSV format, then what
Okay.
happens?
Yeah, in that case, it will just read all the XLSX files first. Then for the CSV file, you have to configure again. Like how you will configure? Control C, Control V, copy paste. Instead of XLSX files, you have to say star.csv files. So if you have two XLS files, two will be read from here, one will be read from here. Then you can go union. Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, union tool, it will come later. Okay, but for now, is it clear? You know, with respect to your question, did you understood?
We can do
I
text
got
file also, sir, there only.
Yes, text file as well. We will see, like, how to read all the things one by one slowly. Okay, so now Excel file is clear. Like we read multiple files with different schema. We know what error we will get and then how to handle that schema, right? So now let's see how to read it from the database. Is it clear? How to read from the database. So now tell me which tool will be useful. Like which tool I should use to read the data from the database. So by seeing the name, browse, no. See, this is not an input tool.
Input data.
Browse is the last step. Directory, no.
Data.
Sorry?
Input
think-
input data.
Input data.
Input data only. Either Excel, CSV or whatever, it is input data. So input data will help you in reading. So tell me one thing, how we configured input data, tell me. I clicked here, I browsed and selected the file, yes or no?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes,
But
yeah.
instead of browsing for a file, I'll go to data source. You know what? My data is sitting in the database. So click on the data source and tell, where your data is sitting. Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, Hadoop, and Azure database, Azure cloud platform, or Amazon Redshift, where your data is sitting. You have to tell it. Okay, there are so many databases, right? Teradata, Vertica, which is from HP, I guess, right? Impala, right? All these things, right? Microsoft Analytical Platform, right? Even including Google BigQuery. So everything is there here. So for now, since I have installed SSMS, Microsoft SQL Server, so I will connect with Microsoft SQL Server. So either you can connect with ODBC or you can go with a quick connect. So I click on quick connect. When I say quick connect, it will ask, you know what? Give some connection name. So I'll just say January 2022. Okay, this is my connection name. Any name you can give. So that's not a big deal. And it asks host name. Okay, whenever you want to connect to the database, it asks the host name. You know what is my host name? Is nothing but this one, my laptop name, right? The the database server name. Okay, so just click here and copy paste. How can I copy this? Do you guys have any idea?
There is a plug button right to connect. Yes.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So this is a server name. Thanks, buddy. This is a server name I have copied and then paste here, right? So in case of real time, you should ask, sir, what is the host name? What is username and password in the company? They will give you. And once they will give you, just connect and then access the database. You say Windows authentication or SQL authentication. In case of SQL authentication, you have to give username, password, whatever you gave while installing SSMS. But I don't remember. Just say I'll just say Windows authentication and test it. Testing successful. And after that, so now tell me, now testing is successful means some connection happened between Alteryx and then SQL Server. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now I need to tell what to read, which database I should go, which table I should read. That and all I did not configure it. Just connection is established. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Now I should tell this Alteryx, this connection, please read a data from this particular database. So I'm selected a database, master database. Where is my master database? Okay, let's go with some other database because I don't have that's the default database. Maybe October. I have some tables here, I guess.
Master database is in the system database.
System, yeah, that's a default one. Yeah, but we don't want that to read. So Alteryx COT, we will go to Alteryx October. Okay, go. So just click on Alteryx October and just say okay. Okay, now I have pointed to this Alteryx Octobers, right? So now it will show the tables related to that. So click on tables. It will show table related to that particular I mean, like, you have to select the table related to that particular schema, right? You can go select Alteryx October. See, there are so many tables. Let's select sales month. Yeah, let's select this one. So rest all like, inbuilt tables that, it will generate schema and all those stuffs. Okay, when I run it, see, data is here. I got the data. Now you can process, or you can add, summarize, whatever you want to do, you can do it. So is the configuration reading from the database is clear, or any questions you have?
This is clear, sir. So can we also connect on the SQL servers that are installed on our machines, or we need to
Yeah.
install?
No. Whatever you have already installed, what is your host name, right?
Yes.
That's it. You can connect. That's what I'm telling. Practice is very important. Practice, ask question. Practice, ask question. Okay. Yeah. See, my part is just 10%. I really tell you what my part is, make you to understand. If you don't read it today, or if you don't read it by tomorrow or day after tomorrow maximum, you will forget this. Then you will wondering, oh, how can I connect to my database? Oh, how can I read these 3 files? You will definitely wonder. Okay. Then you have to go back and see the video again and then try. Don't do that. Steady, like, you have to beat, when iron is out, right? Otherwise, it's not going to bend. So you have to read when you are in what you call, as soon as you will listen, and then as soon as you are like, the teaching is done. Otherwise, it is difficult. More the late you do, more the difficult it is in understanding. Is it clear?
Got it, sir. Yes, sir.
Cool. So somebody is now joining. I will admit them. Yeah, cool. So we read from the database. Now what else we will see? Okay, third row, reading from the third row. Let's see, like, okay, let's take a small break then.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we will come back at. So how things going so far? See, if you're not understanding, even I won't satisfy. Okay.
Nicely, very
Nice. Okay, perfect. Cool. So we will take a break. I don't know what is the time now. Okay, 9:36. We will come back at
9:45.
45.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Go for a break. Let's continue at 45.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Perfect. So do you see this file? Let's see. Let me open this file. So I want to read this file. So can anybody help me? Like, how do I read? Directly drag drop. Did you observe this file? I mean, like, where is my headers?
The third row.
Third row. So I need to read from the third row, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And say, yeah, okay. From third row. I'm closing it. So of course, like, I need to drag and drop this to tool, right? Drag, drop it here. Okay, let me go to new workflow. So whenever you want to create a new workflow or new window, just click on this plus. So we will, once we come up with different tools, then we will see like how to save the workflow and all those things. Okay, but for now we are just talking about only one tool, so it doesn't make sense to save it. Okay, cool. So I dragged and dropped. So this is my file, import from the third row file. Okay, I'll just read it. Am I reading it correctly?
No, sir.
No. So what should I change? Do you understood, right? I need to import from, read from this. So tell me what configuration I should change.
We will like we will start data import online.
Yeah, perfect. Start data import from third row. Is it clear? Now it is reading perfectly fine, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just I wanted to show that with an example. Other than that, nothing. So we already discussed this import from, but I wanted to show with an example. Okay, cool. So Let's jump into other examples. So we discussed about, what you call reading multiple files, right? So what if I want to read multiple sheets? Is it making sense? Right? So that's also important, right? In real time, you will get, sometimes, multiple sheets. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Let's see the data then. Yeah, let's see the data. So do you see here? Let me keep it in input. Multi-sheet. So I'll open sales data for 1 year data. Okay. Let me see how this is. So I have 2020 sales data. Are you able to read this data? Like, you know how to read this in Alteryx. Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, perfectly fine. So I'll close this. I'm not going to touch into it. Okay. I'll close it. So let's go to the second file. So now tell me it has 3 sheets, 2016, 17, 18. So I want to read all the 3 sheets at once. So now you don't know how to do this, right? Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir.
Perfect. So I understood what you mean. Like I'll just close. Just tell me one simple thing. Since I have 3 sheets here, I don't want to read all the 3 sheets. I just need to read 1 sheet. So can you guys help me with that? Drag and drop.
Drag and drop.
Drag and drop.
So now I should select which sheet I want to read, right?
2017, 16.
Okay, let's say 2016. I read 2016. Till here it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the real picture lies here. So now tell me, I need to read multiple sheets. All the 3 sheets I need to read, right? So for that, I need to configure such a way that I will take the sheet names. Okay. So before that, just observe carefully. So I want to see what is the path, complete path. I want to see the complete path. So I'll just say full path. I'll just run it. Okay. Eyes on the screen, please. So this is important, very important. Not only helps in this case, but also helps in other cases as well. Okay. So now tell me, I'll just little short on the path. So let's say I have input data, and I have multi-sheet file. In the multi-sheet folder, I have this file, right? And I have this sheet. Tell me if I want to read 2017 sheet, what should my path should be? I mean, what should be my path?
Okay, so
2016, refresh at 2017.
it's 17.
Understood? I mean, you understood this path, this path completely. So till here it is a folder, right? This is a file name, right? This is a sheet name. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So if I want to read 3 sheets in the same file, so I need to read this file. I mean, basically this path, and also one more path of 2018. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So just remember one thing. I should update this 2016 with 17 and 18 and so on, right? So I don't want to read 2016 here. Okay. I mean, like, I don't want to read 2016, sheet here. So instead of that, I will tell, import only the list of sheet name. So just say, okay, and just say run. See, it just imported the list of sheet name and respective full path. Is it clear? Confusing? You want me to show again?
Yes, sir. Show it. Can I show it again?
Okay, perfect. So tell me one thing. I'll just drag and drop this file. Okay, very important. Concentrate on this. Drag, drop. Tell me which sheet I need to read.
27.
Sorry.
All three.
All
All
three.
the three.
Correct. All sheets I need to read. So I don't want to select here 2016, 17, 18. Rather, I like to select import only the list of sheet name. Okay. Now what it will give? It will only show me what all the sheets it is existing. See, there is 2016 sheet, there is 2017 sheet and 18 sheet. So to read these different sheets, I need to make sure my path is like this. My path is like this. Okay. So what I will do, I will say, you know what? Give me my full path as well. Give me my full path as well. Why it is useful? I'll tell you. Give me my full path as well. Now it gave me, you know what? For 2016, this is the path. 2017, this is the path. 2018, this is the path. So let's see how the path looks. I'll just delete, to make the shorten. That's it. See, this is the path Alteryx give me. Tell me one thing. This is the correct path? I mean, if I want to read 2016, what should I do?
In place of
Instead of list of sheet names, 2016.
Correct. Are you guys clear with this concept?
Yes, sir.
yes,
Yes, sir.
Perfect, right? No complicated. I said, get me list of all the sheet names. Instead of telling only one sheet, I told get me list of all sheet, import only the sheet names. It give me all the sheet names. I also said give me full path. It gave me full path like this. I mean list of sheet names. Okay, so I need to replace list of sheet names with what? Can you tell me with respect to this? List of sheet name with sheet name. Yes or no?
yes,
Correct. Yeah. See, in this path, I need to replace list of sheet name with 2016. In this one, 2017. In this one, 2018. There is a formula tool to do this. Okay, don't worry about the formula tool. We will cover it again, but we will just update this full path. See, I need to update this full path, whatever the full path I have copy pasted. First full path with 2016. How many full paths I have? 3, right?
3.
Yes, 3, right? First one, second one, third one. So first one with 2016 I need to update. Second one with 2017 I need to update. Third one I need to update with 2018. So simple. So what is the field name? File name. So I'll just say, you know what? Update my file name. Update my file name. How I should update? I will tell, you know what? Replace. We will cover this in detail formula. Okay, but just think like what I'm doing. Okay, just we are concentrating on reading input files only. Okay, we will also teach formula tool later. Okay, replace my file name. What I should replace? I should replace, yeah, list of sheet name. I should replace list of sheet name in the file name. Observe here what I'm telling. I should replace list of sheet name in the file name field with sheet name field. Yes or no? Sheet name is a field, that's why we are writing in the square bracket. File name is a field, that's why we are writing in the square bracket. List of sheet name is a string inside particular field, which is file name. That's why we are writing in a quotes. Is it clear?
Yes.
Now let's see the output. So, it will be more clear. So tell me one thing. So if you see this formula tool, it has both input and output. That means it will take some input and it will produce some output. Whereas if you see the, input tool, it just has an output because this is a starting point. It won't take any input. You just configure it, it will give output. But this one, it is taking input. What is its input? Click on input anchor tag. So one of the input is this. I'm copying this input. Okay. One of the input is this. So I'll copy this input. This is my input. Input. Copy. So because of bigger in the length, I'm just deleting some path. Okay. Okay. This is my input. Yes or no? let's see what is my output. So to see my output, same line output, I'll click on output anchor tag and I'll copy paste the output. Okay, since the bigger one, I'll just delete from here. Yes, correct. Do you observe what is the difference?
Yes. The replace function.
Yes.
List of sheet name
Is replaced
by
with
2016.
Yeah, if I take the second line, it will be replaced with 2017. If I take the third line, 2018.
Got it, sir. Got it.
Okay. So do you guys clear with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now tell me one thing. I have 3 complete paths now with respect to different sheets. I have 3 complete paths now. Control shift down, I guess. No. So do you know how to delete all 3 at a time? I mean, like, there is one interesting option here. You know that control shift alt, I guess. What? Which one?
Control
Yeah,
X
shift alt.
D.
No, shift alt is working. See here, 3 rows are selected at a time. I'm just deleting. Isn't it interesting? Did you guys know this option before?
No, sir. What is no, sir? What is the shortcut, sir? Control.
Shift and alt. In Notepad++ it works. Perfect, right? See?
Yes, sir.
So this is my new path. Only thing is I need to tell Alteryx, you know what? First read this. Next, read this. Next, read this. That's it, right? So now let's see how to tell that. Okay. Now let's see. So reading multiple sheets, you may feel little bit complicated for now, but once we practice, you feel it is very easy. Okay. Because we need to, since it's a list, different sheet names, we just need to use a couple of tools extra. That's it. Other than that, nothing much. Cool. Cool.
Yes, sir.
So there is a one tool called dynamic input tool. Okay. Dynamic input tool, which will be in the developer tool palette. So how come I know like it is in the developer tool palette, input, dynamic input and all? So you should like, you should practice more, then you will come to know. So since it is an input, just type input, you will come to know like all different types of inputs what we have. So dynamic input is also one of the input tools. So that's why you have to use it. I mean, which will be like, dynamically reads different files. So I just dragged on drop dynamic input tool. I did not connect it to anything. So I'm configuring this dynamic input tool. I need to configure, right? Each tool should be configured. If you see this formula tool, I have configured to make file name update. Okay, list of sheet name with my proper sheet name. Like that only, dynamic input tool, I need to configure. So I need to tell, you know what, read this file. Which file? Sales data for 3 years. Okay, I'm configuring dynamic input tool. Okay, I will edit. I will browse the file. I mean, like as input we do same thing. Browse the file and select this sales data for 3 years. Okay, and it asks a sheet name. Just select any one of the sheet name. Okay, I'm configuring it. Okay, any one of the sheet name. Once you select that, just say okay. Now, so read a list of data source which is coming from. So since okay, tell me what I'm done here. Confusion, important. Of course, it will be little confusion. I understand. Yeah. Can anybody understood? Yeah.
Not connected, sir, anywhere. No input, no output.
Correct. But I did some configuration here, right? See, basically what I'm doing. Okay. This is my file, right? Let me open this file. Listen the sentence carefully. I'm telling a proper sentence which will be very useful for you. I mean, which will help you in understanding. There is one tool which dynamically reads different data paths, data files, data sheets, or whatever you call. If I give a path, it will dynamically read. If I give 10 paths, It will dynamically take one by one and it will read all the 10 different files. But before doing it, I need to tell, you know what, how my file looks. My file looks like this. Okay. All of my file looks like this. This is my schema that I need to configure. So that's why I'm configured that. That's why I configured that. See, I configured by giving an example of
2016. Got
correct.
it.
I configured by giving an example of 2016. So I told, you know what, dynamic input, I will give 3 paths to you, which is similar to this 2016. Please read all the 3. You understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now I told, so please read the files which is similar to this 2016, what I have configured you. So, but tell me where are my 3 paths? 3 paths are coming here, right? From here, right? Connect this to this. Connect this to this and tell, you know what, where are my paths are? My paths are in the file name. File name. Action, change the file. Change the file. Okay. Change entire file with the file name and then keep reading it. Okay. Cannot find a file Alteryx Jan 2018, 2022. Strange. Is it a different path that I gave in the configuration?
Square bracket.
Sorry?
Sorry.
No, sir, I think
Field
path
name is
you have to go one level up.
File name. Sorry, somebody was talking. Tell me.
Yeah, I think the path name you have to go one level up. In this path name there are only 2 files if I'm not wrong.
No, you're barely audible.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, now. Yes, now.
Yeah, in that path name I think there are only 2 files. We have to go one level up.
In the path name there are only 2 files, sir. I didn't understand. What do you mean? Oh, this path configuration you're telling.
Yes.
Okay, let me configure again. Dynamic input. So I need to tell, right? I need to tell from where I'm reading it. So I'm configuring with this sales 3 years data with 2016, right? Yeah, all good. Refresh, it is reading perfectly fine. And then telling with, you can read with, you can change with the full path. Field name must be not blank. Yeah. Okay, file is open. Yeah, file is open. One second, folks. I don't know what is the issue. Cannot find a file. Oh, maybe formula as an issue.
Sir.
Yeah,
tell me. Sir.
Yeah.
I think there is not a hyphen.
Which hyphen?
When we are replacing list of sheet name, then it should be means file name 2016 should come into under the quoto, single quoto.
You're talking about that course, but that course is not so mandatory. I think that should work without quotas as well. But
because when we are taking a file name of a single file, then quoto is coming.
So does we need to give the file names in sheet name 2016, 17, 18? Then it will take.
Sorry, does you need to give? Yeah, we can also modify the query. So let's try with modifying a query. Just see. Pass the field to the output. Okay, specify. I don't know, some permission issue it is. I understood, but let's see. Yeah, I can also do this. Replace with the sheet name. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let me delete this because there are multiple things are existing. Yeah, this is also fine. Yeah, cool. So sorry for the confusion, first of all, but this helps. Okay, so some path issue was there, so that's the reason it couldn't read, but perfectly fine. Okay, so tell me one thing, what we configured with firstly. Okay, let me drag and drop again. So I am telling, you know what, you have to read multiple sheets which will come towards you, all will be like 2016, all will be like 2016. So I'm configured with 2016. You know what, this tool, dynamic input tool, you have to read these kind of files which will come to you as a full path. But what you have to do, you have to replace. So I'm telling, modify the SQL query, you have to modify. Okay, replace a specific string. What you have to replace your 2016 with, okay, I didn't connect it. So I'm telling, replace your 2000, sorry, replace specific string, replace your 2016 with the sheet name. So tell me, what are all my sheet names? Sheet name is 2016, 17 and 18, right? I am telling, see, I configured with 2016. I configured my input data with 2016, and I'm telling, you know what, read by replacing your 2016 with my first sheet name, and next with my second sheet name, next with my third sheet name, and keep reading how many sheet names I'll provide. Is it clear? And once I run, it will read all the three files. So 1050 records. Is it clear or any confusion? Simple.
Sir, I did not understand what was the difference between second step and third step. In the second step, when we have done that formula change, we are anyways reading
Okay.
that file names.
Got it. So let me delete second step. I think second step is unnecessary here. So even when you really not using it, so it is. So I'm deleting. See, I'm deleting the second step. So now tell me, from first step what I'm getting.
Sheet
From
name
first step,
2016.
I got all the sheet names. So let me go. I don't need full path as well. So till first step it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
in the dynamic input, what I said, you know what, I configured with one sheet. Now what you have to do, okay, let me delete this one. Now you have to replace, what you have to replace, you have to replace your 2016 with my sheet names, which are dynamically coming from here. One first sheet name, second sheet name, third sheet name. So you replace sheet name with 2016 first, 2017 next, 2018 next. What are all the things which you are getting from your input? Did you understand? It dynamically takes first row, second row, third row, and then replace 2016 and read everything. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this is my input. Do you agree? This is my input. Input. Tell me which file it is configured. Which file it is configured?
So
2016.
2016, right? It configured 2016. That's correct. See, my dynamic input is configured with 2016. So let me delete this. Okay. Is it clear? My dynamic input is configured with 2016, and these are all my input to the dynamic input. Now what I'm telling, dynamic input, you replace 2016 with the sheet name what you are getting from the input. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What dynamic input is doing? Okay, she told me to replace 2016 with the input sheet names what I'm getting. So I got 2016. I will replace 2016 and I'll read this file. Okay, I see one more row. 2017. I'll replace 2016 with 2017. Okay, I got one more row. Again, I'll replace 2018 with this 2016 existing place, right? So it will read all three files. Is it clear now?
It's clear. Yeah.
Simple, right? Anything, any complicated, any confusion? What is the confusion?
Adding on to that, let's say tomorrow if the client gives, okay, this is the new set of file which has 2019 and 2020 data. So do we have to repeat this whole process again, or the dynamic input will take care of it?
No. See here, how many rows I'm getting here? 1050.
50,
right?
yeah.
Let me go to that file. Do you guys understood this question? Very good question. So
Sir,
tomorrow, sorry?
So kindly accept the request of Shejal. He is waiting on the bridge.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Okay, I accepted. Only one guy was waiting. Okay, good. So now, copy. Tomorrow I got 2020 data. That's what your question, right? I got 2020
Yes, sir.
data
Yes,
now.
sir. Yeah.
So I saved. Just file is updated. I didn't do anything in workflow. I'll just run. See number of records 1050 now.
It will dynamically update.
Correct. So
Yeah.
because how many sheets I have? Now I have 4 sheets.
Yeah.
2020 is also added. So
Yes.
is it clear? Nothing fancy, folks. See,
Yes, sir.
nothing
Yes, sir.
fancy. Drag and drop. Which file you want to read? Drag and drop. Drag and drop. Which one you will select?
Import only the file.
Import only list of sheet names. So now I have 4 sheets. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes,
I need to read one by one, right? Go to dynamic input tool. Dynamic input tool. So I need to configure this. How I'll configure? I'll again click on the same sheet. I mean, just click on that selecting a file and select that particular file and select one sheet. Select any one sheet. Now dynamic input know the data format what I'll get. So now dynamic input is configured, right? Now you can connect this. After connecting, tell dynamic input, you know what, you configured with 2016, but you have to replace, I mean, you have to repeat this process with respect to all the sheets. How should I repeat? By replacing 2016 with the coming sheet name, what all the sheet names are coming. See, we are not giving 2016, 17 and all. We are giving a column header to replace. We are giving a column header to replace, which is sheet name. So column header is dynamic, like, it has 4 different sheets. So it will take one by one and it will read it. See? Clear?
Sir, even if we start with 2020 first in the main importing, it will go back to 2016, 17 also.
No. Based on the sheet's appearance, it will do.
It will go in ascending only.
No, not ascending. Based on the sheet appearance. See, what is my first sheet here? 2016.
2016 is first sheet, but while importing, if we first import sheet name 2020 or 2018, which is last sheet, so will it also go back and check for 2016, 20 and 17?
Yeah, of course it. No. So see, based on your appearance of input, in that order only it will read. It won't read first 2020, next 2018. No, it won't read like that. If you sort like this, now it will read 2020 first.
No, sir. In reference, you gave 2016, no, sir. After that, you selected the sheet name. So in reference, if we give 2020, will it read all the things?
Yeah,
That's
it will
what
work.
his question, I guess.
It definitely works. See, I understood now. Yeah.
And sir, if we want to only 2 sheets out of 4.
Okay, you want only 2 sheets out of 4. Perfectly fine. See, I am configuring with 2020. See, I don't want 2016. I want 2020. Now, what should I tell? What should I configure? Was replace 2020 with sheet names. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, I'll tell that. Replace specific string 2020 with the sheet name. Okay, and it will read. So now I don't want to read 2017. That's what your question?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that easily. Like using filter tool. You can say filter, Filter tool will be covered soon, but you can say like my sheet name does not equal to 2020. Then 2020 will come here, but only red will be 2016, 17, 18, like that. You can also say it does not in 2020, 2019, like that. Also, you know what, without this, delete and connect around. Tell me one thing, that's a good question. I just want to read last two files. Whatever the order it appears, I just want to read last two files. So tell me how to do that. Or else I just want to read first two files. Say this is the best. Okay, I just want to read, sorry?
Third and fourth row.
Third and fourth. No, I just want to read first and second. That's it. So tomorrow one more sheet will add also. I just want to read first and second. That's it. How we will do?
Maybe we remove list of sheets. We remove these two sheet names.
No. Yeah, of course we need to remove other sheet names, but how we will do it? So do you see any configuration here?
First row contain data.
True, yes, sir. First row. 7th option.
Query.
No.
Record limit.
Perfect. Record limit. I'll say only 2.
Okay.
See, now it will read only 2, right? 2016 and 2020, and it will go to only 2 and then only 700 records. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Simple, right? See, we already learned input tool. We learned dynamic input tool. Only thing is you should think so that how can I limit this? How can I use this configuration? So like whenever you are using multiple tools also, you should be thinking about these configurations once you get the requirement. Okay, is it clear?
Sir, can we also do it in a different way? For example, when you're doing that SQL, that option is coming, right? Yes, in that replace a specific string from 2020. Below in the replacement field, if you just give 2016.
Below replace, no, this is a dynamic way. You have to select particular column.
Okay.
I mean, like you can also create a column. So say column name called 2016. That's what you say, and then data will be always 2016. You understood this question, folks? He is telling he has one more column called only 2016. Yes. And if I gave replace 2016, it will read 2016 sheets 2 times. You understood? See, I'm telling replace a specific string with what? 2016, right? What 2016 contains? 2 times 2016 only. So it will read same data 2 times.
Okay.
Same sheet 2 times.
Got it.
Yeah. Previously, I was giving 2016 and 2020. It was reading 2016, 2020. Now I'm 2 times I'm giving 2016 only. So it will read 2016 2 times. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Sir,
yeah.
So the output of input data is the four sheet names.
Yes,
right?
4 sheet names.
Okay, and then we use a dynamic input to read those 4 sheet names.
Correct, one by one.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. You can also configure dynamic input. See, now in the dynamic input output, I'm not getting file names. I mean, like file name as a field. So that again you can configure in the dynamic input tool. So here output field name as file name. So here also you can give output my file name also in the as a field. So that is exist. Okay, that is exist. See, I got a file name. Cool. If you want to see the sheet name, you can also output full path where you can see the sheet name as well. Okay, is it clear? In any questions in this?
No, sir.
Okay.
So one question, sir.
Yes.
So for this dynamic input to work properly, all the columns should be in the same order, or the format, the schema should be the same.
Yes, of course, right? Yeah. See, otherwise, even you can't even union Excel as well, and you can't even union in SQL as well. It is difficult. Say for example, in the Excel, Since you people are familiar, used to Excel and all. See, I have a number column here, say number 1, 2, 3, and in another table I have a name column, say A, B, C. If you are thinking to merge these two tables and then making one table, I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? You can't actually what you call analyze the data, or you can't do anything. The data itself is wrong, right?
Yes.
So yeah, that's how you should be very careful while doing a union. Okay, actually vertical append. Okay, cool. Okay, you will also see this in Tableau. Tableau also starting point, you can filter, while extracting, you can also give filter there, you can also union, you can also link. So many things are there. You will slowly, you can also slowly relate to these things. Okay, so now tell me the assignment for you is, do you have SSMS installed?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
So try to read a couple of tables, whatever the tables you like. Okay, try to read a couple of tables. So that is one assignment. And Excel files you have already, like so many Excel files. So try to read one Excel with multiple sheet, multiple Excels with the same format. Try to read. Okay, I'll also provide this same set of inputs. You can also practice the same thing. Okay, so now let's see any other special assignment. Okay, I think it already took a lot of time. I don't know, let me know if I'm going fast, or if you're not understanding. So some people may feel I'm too slow, but my aim is to make sure like you will understand, everybody will understand. Yeah,
So
Sir,
everything
I think the
is
pace is fine, sir.
this is fine. Cool. Yeah,
sir.
somebody was telling something. Yeah,
Sir, everything understood very clearly.
perfect. Thank you so much, man.
So I am saying, is there any tutorial guide for the sessions for which you are giving us?
Yeah, see, I'll give videos also, and I'll give this folder also. See, connecting to Excel. If you click on this, you see what all you things you will see is, you will see workflow, where you drag and drop this workflow. See, I'm showing you. So this is what I'll give you. So it says reading multiple sheets. It says reading one file. So drag and drop this file, this one, like this is a workflow, drag and drop to your Alteryx workflow just to see. So I drag and drop. It will open the files. Okay, it will open the workflow. See, it says single file reading. Click on here. So I have configured like this. Okay. So if it is not running, please change the path with respect to your laptop. Do you understand?
Sure.
Because this path related to my laptop. Okay. So like this, you just click on run. If it is some error, just see what is the error. If it is a path issue, just change the path like this. This one you will get entire folder. You will get like this entire folder you will get here. There, if you see this Alteryx core exam dump, here you see Alteryx exam related core exam certification questions. Okay, so now we done with reading input something, right? Reading input, just go through it. Any questions related to input, we did not cover all the things, but still let's see any question that we can answer.
Yeah.
Like this you can do. What is the correct statement? Data where only the first rows of the column. Okay, this is not done, so I'm just seeing copy paste. A user copy result from the browse tool and then paste. So this is again with respect to the browse tool. Okay, so this is will be covered later. So that's what, like go through the questions also, like exam related questions. It will help you to take the certification. And also I have intro for Alteryx, right? Okay, so this is normal slide which I showed you in the morning. And also one more thing, I have assignments as well, but one more. Yeah, here we go. We have course certification exam preparation guide as well. And also this one, yeah, exam preparation guide. What all the tools are needed for the course certification exam. If you study whatever I'll say, you will definitely take the certificate. That's for sure. If you take the certificate, believe me, you definitely get the job in Alteryx. You definitely crack the interview. Okay.
And
Yeah.
Basically, what is the core objective of using Alteryx? Like we are using SQL for reading the database and manipulating the data. Python for also cleansing the database and manipulating and visualization.
Correct.
In terms of Alteryx, if someone will ask me why you are using Alteryx, then what is the correct answer for that?
Yeah, very good question, folks. Listen this carefully. The question is, like, why we need Alteryx? We have SQL, we have Power BI, we have Tableau, we have so many things already. We have Excel. Why Alteryx is needed? So there are multiple things. One thing is Alteryx, you can actually automate. That's an ETL tool as well. So Excel is not an ETL tool. You can't schedule it, or you can't really automate completely. So you can't do you have to write multiple codes to do extract, transfer, and then load ETL stuff. So Alteryx is an ETL tool which helps in ETL, and also Alteryx will allow you to do spatial analytics. See, for example, I have a store. Tell me one thing: how many people, how many customers are there who stay near to 5 kilometers? I mean, within 5 kilometers surrounding, how many customers are there? I need to know. So, can you do it in Alteryx? Sorry, can you do it in Excel? Can you do it in SQL? Is it possible?
Maybe if we have the data inputs, like the distance from the store, we can try sorting, but it depends on
No,
the
we
data.
don't have a distance. We have a location.
On in Power BI, we can use the mapping and we can do that. But in terms of SQL and Python, we won't be able to do that.
Correct. So in Power BI,
in Alteryx also map input is there, right?
Sorry?
In Alteryx map input also.
Correct. Map input is there. So in Alteryx, you can do spatial analytics. Okay. But tell me one thing: predictive models, forecasting models, you can do it in Alteryx, I mean Excel as well. So, if you struggle more with respect to coding and all, and you can also do it in Python or and all if you need to struggle more. Yes or no? Did you wrote any predictive models in the Python?
Not yet.
No, sir.
Okay. See, you have to write, tons and tons of code there, okay, to get some predictive models and then to get AOC curves and all. But Alteryx will provide ready-made tools for all the predictive models. So that's why Alteryx is called as analytical tool rather calling it as an ETL tool. Okay. So basically, Alteryx is an analytical tool which will help to build complicated things just using drag and drop. Okay, the same code, if you do it in Python or Excel, it will take you 1 hour. The same thing you will do it within a couple of minutes in Alteryx.
So it's like a no-code platform.
Yeah, maybe I'm not sure. Yeah. So that's why we use Alteryx. So Alteryx is very booming these days. Why? Because it saves a lot of time. So tell me one thing: you all people want to become a data analyst, data scientist, or consultant. So tell me, what's your job? What data scientist will do? What data analyst will do?
Analyzing the data mining and data cleansing, making dashboards and like data models. All are the job of
Make informed business decisions from data.
Gathering meaningful.
Correct. See, whatever you told, like, extract, I mean, like, cleanse the data and all. So that all you are doing. Why you are doing that? To get insights in the data, yes or no? To get the insights and make the business decisions, yes or no?
Right.
Correct. See, as an analyst, as a data scientist, I should spending a lot of time to get the business insights, not to clean the data, not to get the results. Do you agree with me?
Agreed.
If you try to code, I mean, like, I want to see what's my forecasting model look like. Based on that, I need to take business decisions. Okay, for which reason I should produce an offer, for which reason I need to reduce the price, for which reason I need to open the new store. So all these questions I need to answer. So in that case, if you keep on writing 1 week, 2 week code, I mean, like in the Python, if you keep on writing all the models related codes and do the data preparation, 1 week is gone. And then later you will be frustrated, and then you'll just spend less 1 day time to think about the results and then take the business decisions. But if you use Alteryx, within half a day You will complete all the models. Now, all the time is only to think about, look the data and take the business decisions and get the insights. Is it clear?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Cleared.
Yeah. I will show you how to do that, so quickly, models and all. Okay. In the next class. I know first class will be very slow, but anyways, hope you people are understood. So going forward, it will be completely fun. Like, but with very simple drag and drop, you will see how complicated things are done very easily. Okay. So don't miss any class. Thanks for joining. I know it's already late. You have one more class. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in WhatsApp. Please include me in WhatsApp group. Yeah, I'm done. Feel free to, drop off.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So,
How
sir,
many
like
how many
tab-
classes do we have for Alteryx?
Total 16 hours. Around 16 hours I'll take. I mean, like total 8 classes of 2 hours. So one class is done. So probably 7 or 8 classes more.
When will the next class?
Tomorrow is the next class.
Thanks.
So one
Same
last
timing?
question.
Same timing. Yes, same timing. They will update you. I think they updated you, I guess. Same timing, mostly.
Yes.
They will update you as well. Yeah.
So would it be on weekdays or on a weekend only?
2 days I'll take in weekdays also, because Dave sir is telling me to complete soon, because you people are taking parallelly so many classes, right? If I complete soon, then it will be burden will be reduced on you only. So that's why.
Okay.
So maybe two classes in the weekday, 2 classes in the weekends.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sir, like Tableau and Power BI are also similar to Alteryx, or are there any differences?
Tableau and Power BI are the reporting tools, but Alteryx is an analytical tool. In Tableau, you can't do predictive models. In Tableau, you can't you can't actually cleanse the data, so with that extent. In Tableau, you can't actually automate everything. You can automate just a refresh. Yeah.
So
So this is a must and should tool. We should learn, right?
If you learn, then you can also get jobs related to Alteryx. That I will say. Nothing is compulsory. Nothing is compulsory. If you learn, you can also apply to Alteryx job. Nowadays it is booming. That's why we kept this topic also. We included this topic also in your syllabus.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
sir, when you say ETL, so basically what ETL refers to? What is the meaning of ETL?
Okay, ETL refers to extract, transfer, and load. Say, for example, I have data coming from text file, I have data coming from Excel file, I have data coming from database sources. So I can read all the things in the Alteryx, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, I will combine everything. So that step is extract. I'm extracting a data from different sources, and I am doing some manipulation. That step is called transform. Then load. After transforming, I'm storing in some other database or some other Excel file. That is called a load. So this process is called ETL. So this also we can do it in Alteryx.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Feel free to drop off if you don't have any question. Feel free to ask question if you have anything.
What's your WhatsApp number?
Yeah, I gave you, right?
Yeah, it's in the chat window. So yeah.
Let me type again. Yeah, somebody raised hand. Raman, do you have any question?
So all clear from my end. Thank you.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, sir. No doubts from my end.
Perfect. Thanks for joining.